So another story that went viral over the past 24 to 48 hours is another NBA superstar that, well, is it not the own consequences to my own actions, aka James Harden? Let me just start off here. James Harden is a losing basketball player. He hasn't won anywhere he's went. He's a playoff disappointment, and he's a consistent prima donna who cares more about his image, who cares more about getting buckets in the regular season and getting to the foul line than winning titles. Listen, someone can tell you, yeah, man, I want to win titles. Yeah, man, I don't care about taking the most money. Yeah, man, I want to just go out there and be the best basketball player. Bullcrap. James Harden is a losing basketball player. James Harden doesn't care about anyone but himself. How many times does a player need to bounce around the league for people to say, he's washed, he's not very good, he's not prime James Harden, he's not MVP James Harden, he is what he is, a losing basketball player. So with that being said, the Los Angeles Clippers got worse when they added James Harden. Last year, had they had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they might have beat the Phoenix Suns, man. Kawhi Leonard alone was giving the Suns a run for their money. I mean, they were just giving them all they could handle in that series against the Clippers and the Suns. Kawhi Leonard was awesome. Then, of course, he got injured, and you know the story. Kawhi Leonard not able to perform, was not able to give a chance. The Suns won 4 straight, won the series in 5 games. What does James Harden add that the Clippers didn't already have? Now, I'm not going to continuously rag on the deal because they didn't give up much. Marcus Morris isn't very good. He's an old player with a temper tantrum problem. Robert Covington used to be a good 3-and-D guy, but now he doesn't really see the court as much. He did in that Suns series, but again, that was more so due to some injuries. The Clippers got worse when they added James Harden. First off, look at the roster. Look at the continuity. Russell Westbrook and James Harden, we've seen that story before. It doesn't work. James Harden is a dominant basketball player, has to have the ball in his hand. Russell Westbrook is. Kawhi Leonard, not so much. Very unselfish player. I'll be cool there. Paul George, another player. Needs the ball in his hands. He just gets buckets. What does James Harden add? Sure, he can lead the league in assists like he did last year. Awesome. The Clippers are trying to win a title. They don't have any first-round picks. They've given a ton of them away. They just have some, not a lot, to rebuild that roster over the next few years. You can't trade all your picks, part of the CBA agreement. They don't want you just getting rid of everyone, at least at the same time. You have to be able to swap out those picks. The Clippers basically have no draft capital. This team is in for a world of hurt over the next couple years. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, all free agents at the end of this year. So it really is now or never. Now, if I wanted to go now or never, James Harden is the last person I pick for this team. He's a playoff disappointment. I just simply do not get it. James Harden, each and every year, continuously, every single year, doesn't show up in the postseason. And we're just supposed to be okay with that. Every year, his style of basketball does not translate through the postseason. What happened last year when they were up 3-2? What happened? Crapped the bed in Game 6, crapped the bed in Game 7. They were not good. They lost. The James Harden narrative continues to stand. He is not good in the postseason. So if you're trying to win a title, why would you go get James Harden? Seriously, the PJ Tucker ad, fine. Defensively, we see some of the things he does. James Harden doesn't play a lick of defense. His legs aren't as good as they used to be. Sure, he's a good distributor. In the playoffs, he tries to get to the line. It does not work. James Harden is a losing basketball player, and the Los Angeles Clippers got worse when he walked in the door, not better. And that brings me to the other point. Analytics is like this weird love-hate relationship with me. I am not stupid. I understand analytics are a real thing in sports, and they should be used carefully. But when I see ESPN analytics, a machine, and this graphic comes out that says the Clippers now have the best chance to win the Western Conference in the Western Conference. Above the Lakers, above the Nuggets, above the Suns, above the Warriors, real teams with championship pedigree and real superstars. And superstars that show up in the postseason, unlike Paul George, unlike James Harden. What do we see here with the Los Angeles Clippers? They are the number 1 team to win the Western Conference according to analytics. What are these analytics combining? Can someone please tell me what these analytics are using? What is this math equation? What are the stats that they're using to go ahead and say, yep, this makes sense? Is it just big names? Did the computer just read James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, those three players, statistically playoff disappointments, are supposed to win a title? Those guys are supposed to win a title. Paul George, Pandemic P was his name for a while. He's not a great postseason player. Go watch Game 2 of the 2021 Western Conference Finals. He had a chance to win that game, seal it with free throws. He didn't do it. Missed both of them. Lost the game. The value of DeAndre and Phoenix Suns. James Harden, consistent playoff disappointment. Russell Westbrook, consistent playoff disappointment. Stat patter, only cares about being Mr. Triple-Double. What am I missing with these analytics? The Clippers are not a top 5 team in the Western Conference if we're going just based off of who would you pick to win the title. I'd take the Lakers over them. I'd take the Nuggets over them. I'd take the Warriors over them. I'd take the Suns over them. I'd probably even take the Memphis Grizzlies over them. Ja Morant will be back by then. Maybe he's fully rested, healthy, and that works out for them. But the Clippers got worse when James Harden walked through the door, and they are not legit title contenders. This is a bad fit, and it's going to blow up in their face just like it did in Houston, just like it did in Brooklyn, just like it did in Philly. It's not a good fit, and it's not going to work out for them.